Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the TimeGuessr puzzle. If you haven't seen this before, it tests your history knowledge and your geography knowledge. We're given a photo, as you can see on the left, and you have to guess where in the world it was taken and when it was taken as well on this slidey thing at the bottom. So it's quite difficult. I'm not very good at it, but my aim is always to get just over half of the points available. So let's see if we manage that today. Now, this looks Spanish. I mean, it's referring to Picasso. Is it a Spanish newspaper? It could have been when Picasso visited somewhere else, for all I know. I can't read what it says. It's called PCA, but I don't know what that stands for. So, it's a newspaper from somewhere, because Picasso did some art in that city. I feel like it's sensible to go for a Spanish city. Let's go for Madrid. That's quite central. And then when do I think that was? It's black and white, but maybe a little bit after 1965. Let's go 1970. I don't really know. Oh, I was 1 year off and 960 kilometres from the correct location. It was actually in the south of France, or maybe close to Monaco. Is that? I can't see. It's under the pin. The town of Valoris, celebrating Picasso's 90th birthday. It did look like he was quite old, so that's why I went a little bit later than 1962, which is the midpoint. Yeah, so I scored quite highly there. That is a good start. Let's try and keep that going. Oh dear, this is a difficult one. Do I know which country this is? Oh, this could be anywhere. They've got... Can I even see what language it is? I mean, it's not American, is it? Which makes it more likely it's going to be European. Kind of looks like the shape of Austria, maybe? But it doesn't even have to be a country, does it? It could be a subset of a country. It could be some kind of town of somewhere. Although that thick border definitely makes it look like a country. He looks European, possibly? I've got no idea. Let's try. I mean, that kind of could be Czechia? Or actually, it looks more like the shape of... It's Hungary, isn't it? That is the shape of Hungary. That is 100% Hungary. So let's go for Budapest. When do I think this was taken? I've got no idea. Why would this photo have been taken? What happened in Hungary in the 1960s, 50s, 70s? That is a lot of phones. I've got no idea. I mean, the last one was 1971. It's not going to be the same year again, is it? Let's go 68. Oh, it was 83. It was quite a bit later, despite still being a black and white photo. That's a bit of a shame. But I was only 9 kilometres away. I feel like I deserve more than 4,863 based on the location. Not the best year, but still well over half. So I will take that. It's just a worker for the Budapest Road Administration answering phone calls in Budapest. There was no reason why I should have known what year that was, or when it was taken, or where. Apart from the fact that obviously it was in Hungary. Yeah, I think 6,800 is pretty good for that. Right, now we've got one that is not black and white. That is the Irish flag. And the Irish flag over there. That's the American flag here. Are there any clues? Saxon shoes, does that say? That's Irish and American flags. Mayfair Ladies Hair Salon. This looks more like Britain to me than America. That's JFK, isn't it? Oh gosh, now I'm going to be forced to work out when on earth JFK was around. I think that was the 60s. I think this is going to be earlier than the previous one, even though the previous one was in black and white. He said that we're going to go to the moon, didn't he? So he was president just before 1969. Is that JFK? I hope so, because that's what I said. I'm going to assume this is an American visit to Ireland rather than something different. Let's just go Dublin. And we could just leave it at 1962, couldn't we? Because it's going to be potentially close or potentially a mile away. But if it's a mile away, I've got no idea. So we're leaving it as it is. That could be crazy. I was 1 year off. Oh, and it was in a slightly different part of Ireland. But it was in the right country. Yeah, it wasn't in Northern Ireland. I think that is a big win. 9,200 out of 10,000. Yeah, the presidential motorcade carrying JFK through Cork in Ireland. That is pretty much what I worked out was going on. Phew. Oh, wow. This is an old one to finish on. Sunlight Soap. Tooting Junction. Okay. So this is London. That's good to know. And this looks really old. What kind of tram is that? And what on earth is going on? Is that... Are they building it? Has something collapsed? I cannot work out what's going on in that photo. But luckily, it's got to be London, surely. I suppose I could zoom in further and get close to Tooting, but I can't be bothered. Because it might not be Tooting. It might just be going to Tooting. Let's make it a bit earlier. I don't really know how early. Is it crazy to go? I mean, the thing goes back to 1900. Are they really going to have any photos from back then? Oh, I could be 40 years off if they have. Do I think this is pre-Second World War? Are there any clues? Hammersmith line, cheap midday fares. Oh, there's a person. I'm travelling on it. I've got no idea what's going on in this photo. It's not going to be 1934 though, is it? But it could be really old. Let's go somewhere between the wars. Let's go... I mean, they definitely had photography back then. Let's go 1930. Oh, it was even earlier, 1903. I just didn't know that they would have any photos that were that old in this game. I scored 0 for the year. That's really harsh, because I knew it was old, just didn't really know how old. Oh dear. A tram passing over the construction of the Piccadilly line. That is what's going on there. I wouldn't have known that's when the Piccadilly line was being constructed anyway, despite using it regularly. But I scored quite highly for the location, so that's a relief. Only just under half. So I think this is going to be my best total yet. Oh, we've still got one to go. That was only 4. I've miscounted. Well, I still think it's going to be my best total yet. Each score is out of 10,000, isn't it? And I've scored 29,000 already, so I am guaranteed to get more than half. Right, what on earth is going on here? No idea, but I recognise this road. This is Oxford Circus? Or Oxford Street? It's somewhere near there. I mean, this is a very recent photo. Goodness knows how recent. I've got no idea who that is. I don't know if I should know who it is. This could have been taken last week for all I know. It's definitely in London again though, so that does make it pretty nice because I will get a bunch of points for the location, and I'm not going to be that far off. It's not going to be 2020, is it? Nobody's wearing a mask. So maybe let's go 2019, because even if it was taken last week, I'll be at most 5 years off. And I don't think it's going to be that much before 2014, if at all. So I feel like I might be within a 5-year period. But let's find out. It was 2022. It was a bit more recent. I thought that might happen. And I was 3 years off, 3.3 kilometres off. That's pretty good. 9,500. That was quite an easy one to finish. And that does mean, I think, that is my new record. 38,978. They were all European though. That played to my strengths, and I mean 2 of them were in London. That was pretty easy for me anyway. Maybe wouldn't have been easy for everyone, and I'm sure next time I do this, if I do it again, it'll be much harder. But for today, that's a new record. That's your target to try and beat 39,000. near enough. Let me know what your best score is. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.